Hello. How are we all? You know, for a split second there, I actually forgot what scene I needed to change to. It's 8 PM where I'm at, so my kids are currently running riot a little bit before bed. So you might hear my youngest screaming and squealing. I may have to go AFK for a couple of minutes just to settle them down, but we'll see how we go. Runner from Bris Vegas, mate. I'm just down the road in Ipswich. Now, I saw Croncy's video, and I had to react to it. 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Had to quickly deal with the kid. Alright. Oh man. But the missus was actually telling me, like, just a bit of local news, but there was a pizza delivery driver that was stabbed like a couple of suburbs over. And the craziest part of it isn't that he got stabbed, but instead of going straight to the hospital, he drove his company car that he was delivering pizzas in back to the store and then got an ambulance to the hospital. Runner, I've actually considered trying to organize something. It's just a matter of finding the time and motivation at the same time. It's not fair. Yes, I know. No Voidy vid. Actually, I don't think I've watched the latest one. So depending on how time's going, because my intent was actually to run this stream like, what's the time now? It's 8. Math's hard. Like 5 hours from now. That's when I was actually going to do the stream, but I picked up an extra shift for work and I'm starting early tomorrow, so I had to bring the stream forward. So I'm doing it now. But I also have to keep the amount of time that I spend on these things down. And if you watched these streams before, you know I like to waffle on. So I've just limited myself to 3 videos for now. We'll see how we're going towards the end of it though. I'm aiming to finish in around about 2 hours from now. So if we've still got some time, I'll do the Voidy vid at the end. But yeah, so the latest one is proper ridiculous. I don't know, man. They've all been getting pretty ridiculous lately. But it is Star Citizen, so it's got a par for the course. But yeah, so yeah, I saw Croncy's video, and I saw the Twitter post, and about the event. It was the 30v30 tank battle that was supposed to happen, and apparently it got griefed. And when the creators kept trying to bounce servers, apparently these griefers kept trying to, you know, follow them, and were able to do so successfully, which means that obviously some of the people within the groups that were a part of this event were, you know, contacts that these, you know, griefers were using. So yeah, it's I kind of wanted to react to this because I saw the post. I saw there was a poll. I don't know how many people actually got who actually upvoted it or voted on it on Twitter. I didn't get the exact numbers, but it was to the poll. It was on Twitter. It was to the effect of if you know, what people thought about the actions that happened, and you know, if people approved of the I guess the open nature of Stars in the sense of like that these things can happen, or if they disapprove of it. And it was a pretty narrow, but it was a disapproval still got the higher number, but I don't know, can't find it. I don't know where it's gone. X, holy shit, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Well, that's the thing, John. That's one of the points that I'm going to be bringing up, is like, how the hell are these people going to handle it when fucking we've got server meshing and things like that? So, you know, the pirates will say. That one. Organic encounters is fine. Following people across servers are shitty. There's a caveat that I'd like to put forward about that one, and I want to get into the discussion. So we'll start watching the video, but there's a little bit of a, you know, this one got shared like 5 minutes beforehand, and I want to get the link for it first. I thought it was fucking brilliant, and I want to kind of like prime this video with this one. I think it's funny, so when I watched this, it was fucking hilarious. I loved it. Loved every second of it. So this is a link. It's to a Reddit post. Are you guys also just coming across traders ramming daily? Yeah, it's happening. Plowing into the ground and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I want to react to this. I want to share this with you guys. I've already, when I watched it, I laughed my head off. This is fucking hilarious. Alright, just, it's only 10 seconds, it's really quick. So we might have to watch it a couple of times, but I love it. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. It's the complete. I'm coming back to this. So what's happened is, whoever this is, like, go and upvote the fucking Reddit post if you're on it. The link's in the chat right there. What's happened is, this is obviously happening inside an armistice zone. Somehow this hauler's ship has lost its cargo and they're in the armistice zone. That's the owner of the ship right there, and fucking he's having a good old whinge in chat. You know, the good old whinge. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me? I just want to play the game. This is unfair. I'm the only one that's loved. I just fucking love it. It's brilliant. I fucking love that. That was really good. Nelson, thank you very much. That was brilliant. I loved it. I think we need to see more of that stuff. And I think it's a perfect segue into the video that we're actually going to be reacting to now. And it's Concy's video about... We need to talk about griefing. Oh, man. So we're going to move on to... Yeah, the music makes it great too. Yeah, the fuck can't comment. Like the whole, just before we start the video, the whole ramming thing, we've been seeing that as well, not as frequently as probably what some of you guys are. Normally, like one of the things that we try to do, we do what we call a silent QED, where we just trail the target behind, because a lot of haulers don't realize that you're there. So we'll come up behind them with a dampener on and we'll just follow them. And we'll see how long it takes before they notice that there's a whole bunch of pirates just kind of conga lining behind them. And then we'll engage. And by that stage, like, we're pretty high up in atmosphere, and then the, you know, engagement starts. Yeah, 100% Tumblr. Like, we recommend that. We stopped doing spline snares as well because we were finding more targets were just jumping out everywhere else. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to watch this video. It's about griefing. Now, Croncy, I like Croncy. He's been on a Mongrel Corps before. He was on a Mongrel Corps at the start of the year. We haven't run one in a while, but he was on a Mongrel Corps at the start of the year. We're talking about industrialists. He was one of the people there. As you can see, it's a brilliant still of his face right there, looking very attentive. And he's actually done a video. He did a video last year, and I'm pretty sure I reacted to it, about griefing. And he's made another one, and this is like, I ended up watching this before the stream because when I was making the thumbnail for this particular reaction stream, the impression that I got, and I hadn't watched it before I started working on this thumbnail, was like, this is just going to be, you know, like content creator entitlement. And I decided to watch the video first before I went ahead with the thumbnail and realized that, okay, I'm wrong. So I'm glad I didn't go through with that. But with this particular video, it's interesting because if you know Croncy and his stance on how PvP and, you know, like Star Citizen and the gameplay works, you'll be surprised by his, you know, take in this video. Thanks, John Don. Catch you later, mate. So we're going to watch this. The last minute is like him promoting a giveaway. I'll grab the link for you guys as well for everyone to watch in their own time. I'll drop that in the chat because I keep forgetting to do that. So that's the links to the video if you want to watch it in your own time. It's also in the description below. So let's see what why we need to talk about griefing in Star Citizen.
Well, I guess we're in that little bit of a slump in Star Citizen waiting for the next patch, and it also must be a day ending with Y, so we have to talk about PvP again. But I want to point out that I'm not talking about regular PvP or anything. We've talked about that so much on the channel and in stream, and every creator talks about it one way or the other. There are just so many differing opinions. We're specifically talking about griefing today, and that's because of an instance that happened over the weekend, as well as one that happened a couple of weeks ago, that's getting me a little more concerned and actually changing my opinions about griefing in Star Citizen. Before we get into this though, make sure you stay till the end of the video, because Nvidia have given me two 4060s to give away, and I want to let you know how that's all happening. It's absolutely insane, so make sure you check that out. So this video is going to be a bit off the cuff. I don't really have a script or anything. I just really wanted to talk about this because it affects something that I'm really passionate about in Star Citizen, which is events. I absolutely love running events and being a part of events. You know, I've been working with Atmo Esports for some of their events with the Crux Cup guys. I run tank battles and races and all these sort of fun community things.
So for those who don't know who Croncy is, he does a lot of industrial gameplay, but he also runs a lot of events. He started up his own racing league at one point, from my understanding, and he built a community around that, and he integrates with the Atmo Esports guys, as you said, the Crux League. Now, with Croncy's take here, like, he is a lot more focused on events in this context. So whilst people normally associate PvP with griefing, that's not actually Croncy's take, and you'll hear him talk about that later on in the video as well. But because of his stance on running events, and I want to make this point clear, because of his stance on, you know, running events as a content creator and trying to, you know, create content and do community-based events, what's happened recently is actually reshaping his opinion on how, I guess, PvP encounters should happen in Star Citizen, or how the environment of Star Citizen should be shaped. No, Blake, it's not live.
Which I think are an incredibly important part of the state of Star Citizen right now. Because there are no super long-term goals in Star Citizen, it's far too easy to make UEC. A lot of the enjoyment that I get from the game, and it feels like a lot of the community gets from the game, is from these sort of community-driven events. Well, we had on the weekend 3 very popular Star Citizen streamers, Blasphemous, Authentic Young, and Smashly, were going to host a 30v30v30 tank battle. It sounded like an absolute ton of fun, and I've run some tank battles in the past, and so I'm fairly sure it was going to be a ton of fun.
Just one thing there, like, we're playing on 100 player servers, so when they sat there and when I saw that, because even CIG promoted that event, like, you know, and it was a 30v30v30, I'm like, what about the other 10 slots? Like, are they going to try and fill the server, or are they going to have like 10 security there? Kestrel has no idea who any of them are. Like, they're in different circles of content creation. They're all on Twitch, but in terms of content creation, they're mainly focused on streams. And like, I don't think you'd see them, like, they come in. Smashly, from memory, she drifts in and out of Star Citizen. She plays other games as well. The other 2 I really hadn't even heard of before as well. But yeah, this is one of those situations where it's like, I've looked, like, I saw that, you know, poster advertising, I'm like, all right, cool, like, wonder how long it takes till these guys get griefed. Because it's a 30v30 tank event. So you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position. And, you know, we're playing on 100 player servers, like minimum 100 player servers. I've seen servers that are actually going above 100 again. So it's kind of a, like, for me, I saw that, I'm like, all right, well, these people either have no idea about, you know, like, the type of players that we have in Star Citizen, or they've actually got their shit wide tight and, you know, they're confident that they're going to be able to handle the issues. Blasphemous is a stream sniper, is a streamer who likes to call stream sniper on almost every PvP encounter. I've never heard of this guy before this. That's the thing, is like, and I wouldn't even know if I've bloody run into him or not. Blasphemous claims to be a pirate. I've never seen him pirate though. Yeah, once again, never heard of this guy before until this. The thing is though, is like, this particular event, I just looked at it, I'm like, yeah, this is prime for griefing. Like, I just imagine an A2 showing up to bomb them. But we'll continue on with this video.
But just before the event actually begun, there was, you know, rumors about that Griefernet, a well-known griefing org in Star Citizen, were going to deliberately crash the event. Not just crash the event, but essentially harass the creators themselves. And sure enough, as they got everyone together and as they were about to start their big event, Griefernet rocked up and started messing around with everyone. Now, there's a couple of specific things I want to point out here. Firstly, this was not just like a chance encounter that these guys had where it was like, oh, hey, there just happens to be 90 tonks down here. That's crazy. I'm going to, you know, use the abilities that I have to make some money. They actively chased these creators across servers. So because of this, and also due to just some regular Star Citizen stability issues, they have postponed the event. However, I am fully of the belief that it is likely just going to get crashed again. And
so I'm going to pause there because there's a bit of an interjection that I want to make here. Griefernet, yes, Griefernet is actually a real org. The thing is, and they're known, you know, to do things like this. And they do push the envelope when it comes to, you know, what people would consider gameplay, and, you know, do want to push into griefing territory. But this is one of those situations where it's like, to talk about being targeted and harassed and followed across servers, this is one of those situations where I kind of take issue with that sort of statement. And it got brought up at the start of this particular stream where it was pointed out, like, you know, what happens when we get server meshing and you can't jump servers? What are you going to do then? Like, you can't sit there and, you know, cry that you're getting attacked. Because what it all boils down to is they got attacked by a group who targeted them. Nobody really knows their motivations other than, you know, they just assume because of the characters that did it, that it was a griefing attempt. Like, they had no other motivation just to grief the event. Now, I don't know if anybody's gone ahead and asked them. Chances are, you know, like Essiver and all that like to, you know, like, they like to pull people's bloody chains and all that sort of stuff. You know, if they can say something controversial to get a rise out of you, they will. Sometimes they'll have level-headed takes, but other times, you know, they'll meme with you, they'll try and, you know, shit on you, but all that sort of stuff. But to sit there and complain about harassment brings question to my mind about, you know, organizational warfare, or, you know, like gameplay loops where, you know, like pirates, for example, because this is something that, you know, those who are going to engage in piracy are going to have to face, is that we will gain reputations that will cause bounty hunters to come after us. And what's to stop people from, you know, organizing those bounties already and doing it all, you know, in back channels? And I know people do this. Like, we've all had bounties on our heads at Mongrel Squad. I'm pretty sure we still have bounties on our heads with different organizations that we just don't know about. It's been played outside the game, and if we get attacked and killed, you know, somebody gets paid for it. We don't know anything about it. You know, is that harassment? It's targeted. You know, do we get to sit there and complain to CIG and say, hey, we're being targeted, we're being harassed because these people want to kill us in game? Vanguard has a few bounties on us? Yeah. I'm pretty sure Nova does too. But here's the thing, is that, you know, organizational warfare, the bounty system, like, these are counterintuitive to this claim of harassment, though. And one of the points that I want to bring up is that, and this is something that a lot of people don't make a distinction, and that's intent. And it's really hard to determine intent because we don't know. We just don't know what GrieferNet's real intent was. Maybe they got contracted by somebody inside, you know, the game environment to go and attack the event. Maybe not. We don't know. I haven't gone ahead and asked them. I don't know if Crunchy's gone ahead and asked them. I don't know if anybody's gone ahead and asked them. You know, did anybody ask about their motivations? No, but because they have a history, people make the assumption. And it's probably closer to the truth. But what happens if it had been somebody else? You know, you have Virgil who attacked an event. What was it? He showed up in an eclipse and torped a ship and, you know, ruined an event. So with that in mind, it's like, you know, what happened if it had been somebody else? Would, you know, people be talking about griefing? I think in this case, Crunchy would be bringing it up because an event was attacked, and, you know, the intent of the event had nothing to do with having to fight someone off. And the thing is like, Crunchy's not new to running events either. Like, he runs events, he's, you know, participated in other, you know, organizations running events. They know about, you know, having to run security and all that sort of thing. You know, they're not dumb like that. Having competent security helps, but you know, whenever people complain about griefing, I always believe that they aren't aiming to solving the problem. They just want to blame someone and punish them. Imagine if the Mongrel Corps would have interrupted it. What would people say to that? They'd still call us griefers. Like, we've been called griefers before. But that's the thing, though, is like, the definition of griefer, and it's kept ambiguous for a very, specific reason by CIG, and it's so that they can adjudicate any way that they want. They make up the rules as they go on this topic, because not every situation is exactly the same. Anyway, let's keep going, because Crunchy's going to explain himself a bit further and talk about his own experiences. But yeah, I just want to make sure that, like, I get in early with this particular point, that understanding the intent of somebody or of the group who's doing the attack, and even following over servers, is actually quite important. Because there will be a time where we've got server meshing, and to sit there and go, oh, it's contextualized now because, we're on separate servers. Like, no, that doesn't count. You can't sit there and say it's not okay to do it now if you jump servers, and then say it's okay to do it later on when they have nowhere else to run. If you want to call that harassment, then it's harassment jumping servers, and it's harassment when you're on the same server, which doesn't fly in this sort of open PvP environment.
And this sucks. This sucks for everyone. This sucks for the community. This sucks for the creators. This sucks for everyone who actually attempted to join in on what is a lot of fun, and
it sucks for those who wanted to participate in it. That's it. It doesn't matter if they're a content creator or not. Like, that, them being a content creator should be a non-factor in this, with dealing with griefing or any sort of like PvP encounter. Like, at no stage should CIG ever consider being a content creator as a parameter when it comes to these sorts of things at all. It should just be like, how did the community respond to this? How does the community perceive this?
a 90-person tank battle. But as it stands in Star System right now, there is an extraordinary gray area in terms of what CIG will allow to happen in the game, as well as what they'll actively enforce. It is important to recognize that because they were deliberately targeting these people more or less from outside of the game and then actively server hopping to try to find them, that is harassment. It is.
And that's where I strongly disagree. Because we don't know their motivation. Why were they attacking them? Maybe it was a contract that they had signed with another organization. You don't know. And without understanding or knowing the intent, you can't sit there and say definitively that it is harassment. Just because the recipient doesn't want it to happen to them doesn't mean that it should not be allowed. Like pirates, most cargo haulers do not want to get pirated. They don't want to lose their stuff. CIG is 100% cool with us taking their shit though. So when it comes to PvP encounters, in an open PvP environment, if you don't want to be on the receiving end, there's two ways of not being on the receiving end of a PvP encounter. Don't play the fucking game, or hide if you are going to play the game. Well, Tumblr, even the safe areas, because we've got armistice zones, which are supposed to be deemed safe areas, but they're not. And there doesn't really need to be 100% safe systems. Like, this tank battle would never be able to happen in a safe system. Like, that's the next thing. Is like, you can sit there and say, oh, we need safe systems. It's like, no, in this context, it doesn't work. Because, they're going to go fight each other. Like, ideally, this type of event is perfect for Arena Commander. Private match and Arena Commander, fill your boots. But, like, when it comes to safe areas, there needs to be areas that have higher security. And that's one of the things that CIG needs to focus on. And, we're in this position right now because they're so focused on Squadron 42, the product that, is in the background that we don't really get told much about. and the one that we all engage on is not getting, you know, the attention that it needs to ensure that, you know, the playable state is of an acceptable level. And that's really what, you know, people need to be focusing on here, is that the game environment that they're engaging in really hasn't been finished yet. It lacks the features that they desire. But right now, and, you know, it's the whole griefer, you know, problem, where people keep pointing fingers at each other instead of looking at CIG and going, what are you going to do to fix this? Well, my definition, nothing is griefing because you can't prove intent. You have to be in someone's mind. No, because if that was the case, then the courts of law would not exist in modern society. Like, there are ways of determining intent. But investigations have to happen. You know, like, you need people looking into this. And there's people that are trying to infiltrate GrieferNet. There's a guy that's always trying to be, you know, put GrieferNet on blast. I don't remember his name, but there's a dude trying to do it. That's the thing, is like, and this is one of the problems that I have, you know, with content creators when they get upset about something. You know, ironic because I'm doing a reaction and rant stream, right? That they sit there and they'll go, this isn't right, it's not fair, but at the same time, they don't have all the facts. You know, has anybody except that dude you were talking about abuses visibility and rams people in Armor Society, Arc VR. Dude, I don't know anything about him. That's the thing. Like, you know, if he's doing all that, has anybody reported him to CIG? Why hasn't CIG acted? I fucking know CIG will act. I know it. You know, like, Tumblr, you, like, everybody knows that is on this stream, well, the majority of you should know about the investigation I did into Captain Dirty's bloody, what's it called? Excessive griefing claim that CIG made, you know, the warning that they gave him. I did an investigation into it. We got the guy that apparently was being griefed. CIG didn't go that far. We know that they didn't. They just made an adjudication. And the problem is like, we know that CIG will make adjudications based on, you know, like, evidence if sufficient noise is made about the issue. Sasha, you'd be surprised. And there's videos on the Mongrel Squad channel and my personal YouTube channel of me doing an investigation into an excessive griefing claim. And what I did was I just talked to people. I reached out. And if, you know, CIG has the time to make, you know, to give out warnings and bans, never resulted in a ban, but I know that they've banned people before. They got the time to do that. They got the time to fucking investigate. Trust me. Yeah. Like 100% Amiro. Like, content creators should not be getting special treatment in this regard. Like, you are playing in the exact same environment as the rest of the community. Play smarter. That's it. Play smarter. Anyway, we're going to keep watching. Like, I do want to make this point. I planned on going a lot harder on this video before I watched it, before this stream. And when I watched it and got Crunchy's points, I kind of softened a bit to it. Because I like Crunchy. He's a good bloke. But yeah, it's, to me, this video is interesting, and I'll point out when we get to that point.
It straight up is harassment. It is against TOS, it's stream sniping, all of that stuff that is bundled, which CIG have said, you know, we will take measures against people that do that sort of thing, but I don't think we ever actually see that. One of the reasons that this has gotten me a little concerned, because this has happened before to other people, is that it's happening more. I made a video last year where I was talking to my chat about the state of just PvP in general, and we did happen to, of course, get onto the state of how toxic the community can become, especially with the addition of the 100-player servers. And I was mentioning that instances of griefing and this kind of behavior is going to become more commonplace as we start to get these larger servers. And that is exactly what's been happening. I experienced it as well, more or less, with the final race of the System 7 for Atmo Esports. We had a racer who was in contention for the top 3 of the whole event. There were prizes on the line, and they could have even made second place if they positioned high enough. Well, unfortunately, we had a griefer come in, deliberately target that player for some personal reasons, and essentially knock them out of that thing. We couldn't fully redo the race without, wasting 8 hours of time.
Now, I'm going to trust that Concy knows the details of that particular thing, but once again, like he's pretty much given the intent of the person who's griefed the other one. Personal reasons? How do they know that? Did this person bring it up? Maybe. It's always possible. But should that matter? Why they targeted him? To a certain degree, it should. But it's going to be very hard for CIG to be managing every single claim of griefing. And what we're looking at, 1 second. The intent of what the person's actions are matters. And it should matter a lot. Because that could have been a hit. Could have been arranged by whoever was coming first place, or the person who was coming third. Hey, bloody, I'll buy you something if you go take out the guy that's coming second, so that I get second. Was it ethical? No. Should they do it? No, it's not fair either. But within the game environment, it's allowed. And this is one of those things where it's like the content creators getting angry and the community, just not even content creators, just the community getting angry at the players is misdirected. It's misdirected anger. It shouldn't be the players that should be getting angry at other players. It should be the players getting angry at the developers for not creating the mechanics to ensure that this sort of stuff is really difficult to do. That's the thing about this, is like CIG is responsible. It's their game. It's their sandbox. It's their environment. It's their product. It's not fair. I know. I'm going to keep doing it too. Don't leave the stream though. But yeah, like, the anger should be directed at CIG, not at other players. It should be directed at CIG. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you protecting us better? Why aren't you, addressing this issue? And if CIG turns around and goes, well, it's not in our timeline. Why not? Your community is engaging in this sort of gameplay. Why aren't you supporting it? Well, CIG did actually respond, and they started supporting it with the racing maps, creating the racing tracks in the PU and moving them over to Arena Command. So it's not that CIG won't do that. It just comes down to the time frame. They got to put it on the development time. So if they, if we consider it like that and you attack the problem like that, you'll get a better result. Now, to complain about griefing in an open PvP sandbox environment, It's like people are sitting there going, yes, I know what open world PvP is, and then they get attacked in open world in PvP, and then they go, I don't like this. It's like, well, that's exactly what it is, and it doesn't matter if you like it or not, it's going to happen. Yeah, people are dicks. What are you going to do? Prepare for it. Like, that's the thing, is like, you can't assume that people are going to be good in a video game at all. It's not a direct reflection of their, themselves in the real life. But it's a video game. Consequences don't matter as much. That's the thing, is like, and this is the crux of my point, is like, people keep pointing the finger at the wrong people. You're pointing the finger at players. And it doesn't matter who the players are. It doesn't matter if it's Grief and Net, or if it was Mongrel Squad, or Ram, or fucking bloody, Black Fleet, or bloody Renegade Squadron. Doesn't exist anymore, does it? I'm drawing a blank on other PvP orgs. Liberty Reapers, bloody Avengers Squadron, Chaos Squad. Like, it doesn't matter who did it at all. It's allowed within the game environment, and if CIG doesn't want it to be in there, then they should be working to ensure that it can't be done. Ironic that I forgot about Shadow Moses when I mentioned fucking Virgil like 5 minutes before. Yeah, we're going to continue watching this. But yeah, that's another point. Like, the anger is directed in the wrong direction.
A thing I do want to mention is that in events like that, we have security. Unfortunately, the location that we were in was an armistice zone, so there was the only sort of real way to counteract griefers in that instance was either to just absolute maximum cap out the servers, which is a little bit hard in an event like that, or counter ram people, which is obviously incredibly hard. And this is an issue that Atmo have had to deal with before, which is why they have this really good security force. It does tend to be that when we are in situations where there is no armistice, griefers and people that want to sort of like mess about with the event are unable to do so using in-game mechanics, which has always been really good. But we get into that instance of when we're doing anything in an armistice zone and there's just nothing we can do to stop someone from just ruining the event.
That's what I mean. Like, it's the game mechanics are working against them. And yet they'll point the finger at people and go, Griefer, you should be getting punished. It's not right. It's not right at all. It should be, CIG, what are you going to do to fix this? You want us to continue running these events? What are you going to do to fix it? Nelson, I did not steal it from Klesher. I was inspired by the Klesher logo. There's a difference. The Merrick's Cartel logo is inspired by the Klesher logo.
So this is obviously becoming more common now. I want to say I think it's becoming more common for a couple of reasons. Firstly, we're in between patches right now. Literally, people are looking to try to have fun any way they can, which is why these events are gaining so much traction, as well as why so many people want to ruin them. It's sort of, hey, well, I'm not doing anything else. I might as well have myself some fun. And while that fun may be at the detriment of others, that is a thing they obviously want to do. Sorry if this is a bit of a ramble, by the way, as well. There's just so many small different things to cover. One thing about this that I really wanted to mention too is that Beyond the Verse, a guy who actually does some pretty decent Star Citizen podcast content, put up a poll on Twitter and was basically saying, do you approve or disapprove that what happened at this event, about what happened to this event just in general? And I'm really concerned with the amount of people that were basically saying, well, it is a completely open game. you should be allowed to do this. And I'm just hoping that they don't realize that what we're talking about is griefing. If you...
Yeah, I'm going to let this part play because there's a rant coming.
Happen, just generally, upon an event that's happening and you're playing Star Citizen just as is, yeah, like the risk of PvP is there 100%. That's part of the game. That is part of the game. The risk of PvP exists. But in these particular instances, we're literally talking about people being targeted across servers. So at least for that poll's sake, I hope that all those people that responded that way just didn't understand that this was essentially harassment.
There's that word again, harassment. You need to be able to prove it. Following people across servers does not constitute harassment. The issue here, because I could sit there and claim, you know, harassment. Oh, I'm being followed across servers. I'm a pirate player. I have a reputation for doing piracy. I lead a piracy org. I lead a piracy alliance. Of course I'm going to get fucking targeted. Of course people are going to follow me across servers if they can. Do I get to sit there as a pirate player who attacks other players and takes their stuff and complain? Is CIG going to listen to me when I sit there and go, I don't want to be attacked by bounty hunters. I just want to pirate other people and take their stuff and do it without being harassed by bounty hunters and security forces? No, it's dumb. What about war? Organization warfare. When you start attacking another organization and you hunt them down and you start going into their territories and attacking them unprovoked. Like, this is the thing, is like, you can't keep sitting there and saying it's harassment without understanding the intent. Tumblr, yeah, I know. Somebody tried ramming me yesterday after we pirated their ship. They came back in an M2, and I was refueling my ship in the armistice zone. I spotted them as they were coming in third-person cam and quickly dodged out of the way. But that's my point, though, is like, it's going to happen. You're going to get attacked, and there are going to be people out there with a bone to pick with you, especially if you put yourself out there in front of the rest of the community. Especially if you build up a reputation, somebody isn't going to like you. Doesn't matter how nice of a person that you are. Somebody's just not going to like your face. Somebody's going to go, Crunchy, your beard is shit. I'm going to, find you and attack you. Because there's weirdos out there like that. But understanding the intent of why somebody's attacking you is really important. Griefernet, who was it? Nelson posted, their modus operandi. How high up was that? That was a while ago now. Nelson, if you got it there, mate, could you post it again so I can read it? Yeah, Hex, I know there are weirdos out there that don't like beards, and they, consider that as justification for attacking people like Croncy and myself. The part that you posted about their intent on, what they do. Like, I don't know how many of you guys were around when the Matadors were a thing. Don't worry, Tumblr, we'll watch it at the end. We specialize in interrupting community events, whether public or private. Our methods are varied to keep it interesting. Like, that right there explains a lot about what their intent is. and they want to keep jumping servers. Like, I look at those people who were, running this event. I'm like, what was your plan on dealing with this? Because you should have a plan on dealing with threats. Because it doesn't matter if you're doing a community event that promotes Star Citizen. Because guess what? Everyone in this community has promoted Star Citizen in one way, shape, or form. Talking about Star Citizen is a form of promotion of it. Showing people Star Citizen is a form of promotion. Just because you're running an event doesn't mean you should be getting special treatment, special exceptions. And you shouldn't be thinking like that either. Now, one thing that I want to make clear is, like, there is a hint of this that events should be left alone. But there's a bias as well. Croncy likes his events. He runs events. The events make Star Citizen interesting, which is why I understand his point of view. He doesn't like his events being interrupted. HCS Vertigo bullshit again? I barely follow the guy, so I wouldn't know anything about it, Tumblr. They were promoting themselves using Star Citizen. Yeah, that's how content creators work. But that's the thing about, like, content creators is, like, ones who are focused internally on themselves. Like, they are about building up their own personal brand, and they use products to do it. And, there's a mutual exchange between the content creator and the product that they're promoting. Neither do I, Castro. I don't like my piracy being interrupted. That's the thing, is, like, understanding the risk and being willing to accept it and mitigate it is important. And what I see is that it wasn't mitigated. That's it. Where he was talking, where Croncy was giving his example of, that second place runner getting rammed because they're in an armistice zone and there was no real way for them to stop it. Change the route. Or talk to CIG and get it fixed. Because it's not the player's fault. We're not building the fucking game. Stop blaming players for CIG's bloody failings, because that's what this is. It's CIG who failed us in this one. They didn't empower players with the tools that they needed to be able to overcome the problem. Armistice Zones gimp the community in their current iteration. It should be fixed. The community should be kicking and screaming about fixing armistice zones. But instead, they'll point the finger at the players and go, you're the problem. But the players aren't the problem. It's the product. The product's broken, and, we can keep sitting there saying, alpha and it's still being developed. And it's like, well, fuck, you guys have had more than enough time to address this particular issue and you keep ignoring it. And part of the reason why they keep getting away with that is because the player base isn't sitting there kicking CIG and going, what are you going to do about this problem? Because it hasn't gotten bad enough. But according to Croncy, griefing is on the rise. So we might see something happen here. Right, let's keep watching, because we've been going on this one for a while now.
Because I otherwise agree. Star Citizen as it is right now is completely open world. PvP is going to happen. You need to be aware that PvP is going to happen, which is why for like the Atmo events, we have security. For events that I've run in the past, we have security when we need to. It's something that we can do to mitigate those sorts of issues, or really, honestly, dynamic gameplay that can come about by having, so many ships, so many vehicles in the one location. But I don't really think anyone's necessarily mad about that aspect. I proposed in the video that I mentioned last year, almost a year ago, I think it was about 10 months ago now, that we need in-game moderation tools to appropriately report behavior like this. And it still does not exist, and it's still the most important thing. No features, nothing like that is more important than right now being able to adequately
this particular point here, and I don't think the moderation tools are as important as he's making it out to be, because we have the ability to report through customer service. The thing is, and yeah, I'm just going to say it, people are taking the game at face value. What we see is what we've got, so, you know, like, we'll just make it work. We do need those moderation tools to be able to report people, but I can guarantee you that they will be abused worse if they're put into the game now. You know, like, buddy, the videos, you know, I did that investigation into Captain Dirty's excessive griefing warning. That was a Reddit post where third parties reported. Right? Third parties reported on something that had nothing to do with it. And they did that on Reddit. I can tell you right now that tool will be abused because the game isn't finished yet, and, you know, somebody from CIG needs to stand up in front of the community and go, all right, this is the way that it is, and lay it down for them. And we're all just going to have to accept it one way or another. But if we put those in-game moderation tools where you can report other players immediately, and you create a ticket, it's going to get abused. 100%. There's going to be brigading. There'll be a brigading, people, and CIG, you know, just like every other game company on the fucking planet, with these in-game moderation tools, automates it partially. And players are going to get bans. They're going to get suspensions, whilst a human reviews what actually happened. And those who abuse the system won't get punished. And that's kind of the difference, you know, like in opinions here, because Croncy isn't on the side of doing the attacking. Like, he doesn't go out of his way to attack other people. So he doesn't see the effect that other people has. He's on the receiving end, and he feels those effects. And he's like, fuck those guys. You know, those guys interrupting my event, as opposed to, hey, I'm playing the game. They're playing the game. Guess they played it better than I did. And this is the point that I was making, is that people understand Star Citizen is an open world PvP game, but then they don't. Where they make the preparations that they can, but then they get angry at players who are still engaging in the gameplay. It sucks. You know, like, having your events interrupted sucks. But it's not, you know, it's that old saying, don't blame the, or don't hate the player, hate the game. We're just playing the game. But if they feel this strongly about it, they need to stop pointing the finger at other players and start pointing the finger back at CIG and going, why aren't you fixing this? how are you going to fix this? And the problem is that a lot of them are, you know, offering suggestions that aren't going to address the problem. It won't empower them. The moderation tool empowers them in the most, you know, not pathetic, but the easiest way. Like, it just gives them the ability to report, write a message, and then that's it. And then they don't have to think about it, as opposed to actually dealing with the issue. They palm the problem off to somebody else instead of dealing with it themselves. Let's continue watching though.
Report players. It goes into other things as well, not just griefing, obviously, but that's obviously the big topic at the moment. There's also things to be said about how lots of people want PvP to be disabled in certain areas, or they want there to be larger armistice zones or bigger punishments or whatever this might be. And lots of people are sort of sticking on to that in regards to this conversation, and I just don't think it's related. If we want to talk about really big, impactful PvP, PvE, are we doing a slider? Are we, you know, increasing punishments? That's fine. We can have that conversation, but it has nothing to do with what actually has happened and what is continuing to happen and will continue to happen, because of course it will. Star Citizen's an MMO. Every MMO has griefers. I'll go onto a Minecraft server right now and I guarantee you I'll be griefed. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of talk about that. It's become a real issue, and it's becoming more of an issue, and CRG really need to do something specifically about this kind of behavior, because it is terrible for the game. If you're a new player coming into Star Citizen, if you get pirated, you might quit the game.
I can tell you right now, more people quit the game because of poor performance than they do because of any player action. Players will quit over poor player or poor game performance, and to blame players is really just a cop-out. Like, I like Crunchy. I like, you know, he's a nice guy. His take, though, you know, it's warping in the wrong direction, I feel. It's going in the wrong direction, and I think he would benefit from engaging in more PvP gameplay, even though he doesn't enjoy it that much. I think he would benefit from engaging in more PvP gameplay to see the other side. And I'm not talking about, you know, just getting into a couple of fights in Arena Commander. I'm talking about going into the PU and go declare war on another organization. And then duke it out and see how you go. See how you feel about that. You know, showing up, doing sneak attacks. They have no chance when you do an ambush. No chance at all. It's pure murder. Rough Riders, I've had him on the Mongrel Corps before. I had him on earlier in the year when I had Jack Axton and Salty Mike. So, you know, like, I could reach out to him and talk to him about this. I wanted to react to this video and give my take on it. And that's where, you know, like, he's saying, you know, open world PvP, security, you know, all that sort of good stuff. And then he's going, we need to, you know, address griefing. And it's like, we have the tools to address it right now. We have the tools to address people who try to grief others right now. And, you know, he's aware of it. You just got to plan your events better. And that's the thing about this is like, I hope these content creators, and I hope these communities, instead of sitting there blaming players and going, we can't do it, that they, take a hard look at themselves and they then take a hard look at what they're trying to achieve and push for a solution that they can utilize themselves. Okay, from personal experience, I can tell you now, you're going to be waiting for a long time if you're expecting CIG to fix this for you. You should be pushing CIG to fix the problem. Like if it's, via the suggestion of the in-game moderation, reporting. I don't agree with it being a priority, but, you do you there, Croncy. But, pushing on CIG, stop blaming the players. If you keep blaming the players, you're never going to, overcome the problems that you've got. You need to focus on coming up with solutions. CIG is the main implementer of these solutions, yes. But there are things that we can do. And he's aware of some of them already. Like the races that are done outside of armistice zones, their security forces are good enough to take care of anybody that's trying to grief the event. Great. Make sure all your races just aren't done in armistice zones. That's it. And then complain to CIG that we're not empowered enough to be able to defend ourselves in armistice zones. There are solutions. We have we're empowered with the tools, with enough tools now to come up with viable solutions. We should be pushing on CIG to introduce more. 100% we should. But we've got to stop blaming the players. Got to stop doing it because CIG just sees it and goes, we don't have to do anything. They're just going to keep pointing the fingers at each other.
How quickly are people going to quit the game if they're getting griefed? As a last little thing, I also want to once again mention what my general opinions on PvP in Star Citizen are. Because anytime I talk about all this sort of stuff, people seem to think that I'm either a Care Bear or I am the most vile human of all time. And honestly, that is the exact same thing, so that's fine. I am of the opinion that PvP in Star Citizen should work very similar to EVE, in which every location everywhere PvP can happen. But there are significantly faster security sort of responses in locations, or significantly more brutal punishments for, if I commit a crime directly in front of a spaceport, that should be, a little bit more punishing than if I committed a crime just in deep space, where it's less likely to get reported, that sort of thing. There should be safe havens, in my opinion, but they should not be 100% safe. They should be 99% safe. Because of everything that's happened in this past year, that opinion is starting to change a little bit. I was on, I think it was Salty Mike's podcast at some point, like the end of last year. And he is very much of the opinion that, well, at least at the time, he was of the opinion that there should be some locations that PvP just cannot happen. I am starting to get to the point where I think it is clearly affecting so many people that there should be locations like that that do exist.
Like who? Like, we've got this example of like events being run. Like events being run, and then they get attacked by somebody, and either the attack succeeds or fails. And when it succeeds, it's like, oh, this is bullshit, fucking griefers. Where it's all their fault, sociopaths, pieces of shit, ruining the game, driving all the players away. What about when they succeed? When security works? Do they sing praises and talk about how great it is? The emergent gameplay that happened? It's like a huge focus on the negative, and once again, focusing on blaming other players. Like, it just does not matter who did the attack on that, tank event. Doesn't matter who did the attack on the tank event. It happened. How it happened, I don't know. Obviously, the measures that they put in place for security were inadequate because they're able to succeed. And the whole server hopping thing, claiming harassment, it's one of those situations where it's like, unless you know their intent, you can't sit there and say that. You just can't. Who knows? They could have been hired by an org to do it. They could have been bloody contracted by a content creator to do it for all we fucking know. Like, you just don't know. And that's one of the things where it's like, when we get server meshing, you can't use that argument. Oh, it's harassment because I followed them across servers. Well, then bounty hunting is going to be harassment. Piracy will be harassment. Security gameplay will be harassment. Mining could be seen as harassment because you took a bloody asteroid before somebody else got to it. Salvaging is harassment because you salvaged something before somebody else got to do it. Cargo hauling is harassment because you took all the cargo away from the outpost before somebody else could actually, haul the cargo. You can't sit there and make claims of harassment in this sort of, particular scenario, because it can be then applied to other scenarios where it's intended gameplay, which is why intent is so important to know. My personal opinion, it's a shitty thing to do, to attack these sorts of community events. It really is. I don't agree with it. I don't go out of my way to do it. I don't let Mongrel Squad do it. And I won't let anybody in the Mongrel Corps do it. There is no value in attacking these events. I don't care about, gaining a reputation that much to attack an event like that that's in front of, thousands of people. I don't care about that. There's no value in that to me. But to others there is. Why? It's their own motivations. But you need to be able to, you need to understand what you can and can't control and then put the measures in to set yourself up for success. And if you fail, learn from it. The harassment police, there you go. Well, the anti-harassment police. Yeah, commodity sliders, so you've always got access to components of your favorite gameplay loot. Like, the mentality needs to shift. Stop worrying about getting grief. Don't look at it as griefing. Look at it as an attack. You're being attacked. You're under attack. Respond appropriately. It's PvP. Regardless if you want it or not. Organize your security. Organize your people. Be better. Focus on achieving the goal that you want, as opposed to sitting there going, I didn't get to do the thing that I wanted, and it's their fault. Because it should never matter who attacks you. Traders ramming other traders for taking cargo they were waiting for. Smo 18, bloody gold tick traders getting a bit antsy. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, man. I'd fucking do it. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, I want the gold. Then again, I just pirate them. Let them fill up and pay for it. Maybe the Tonk Battle didn't have a license and GrieferNet was just executing UE trespassing punishment? Maybe. Smo 22 for barrel hauling? What? Man. There's more barrel there than what bloody people can deal with. Yeah, like, plan better. Like, It's asinine to think that you're going to be able to do an event without any sort of harassment. You have to assume, especially if you're going to fucking stream it. If you're streaming an event, you have to expect an attack. You just factor it in. If CIG promotes it, you are going to get attacked. Factor it in. And if you don't like it, just don't run events. And if you think that that's dumb and that it's unfair and that it's, you know, making you play the game that you don't want, you don't understand the game that you're playing. It's as simple as that. But don't sit there and blame the players. We're not the ones building the fucking game. Go talk to CIG. Go complain to them that their game, that their product is not meeting your expectations.
I am generally not in favor of that because it provides areas where there is zero risk for doing anything. But if the majority of the player base wants it, then I think it'll probably be better for the game.
I don't. Elite Dangerous. Look at that game where they fucking did exactly that and enabled players to be able to have safe zones everywhere. Yeah, Alex, 100%. Like, ruining events, there's no value in it. But if they want to do it, you know, fucking fill their boot. You know, they can fill their boots. The game allows it. But yeah, like Elite Dangerous is the example that I will always point towards, and I think every single PvP player in Star Citizen will point towards, where if you go down that route, CIG, that's where your game goes. That is exactly where your game goes.
And lastly, I am also of the opinion that you should be able to just kill any character you want to kill. That should be possible. That you should be able to kill any player you want to kill. If you want to murder Hobo, I think you should be able to murder Hobo, but there should be in-game consequences for doing that. There are some people who consider that griefing. I personally don't. But the point is, I have rambled so much. I've gone over so many topics, I think. The point is, what has been happening is going to continue happening. We're going to see this more and more often. If we get larger servers, it's going to continue happening. I predicted this a year ago. It's starting to come to fruition. We need to be able to report these kinds of players easily instead of through like a Spectrum back channel.
Like, what is reporting them going to achieve, though? Like, that's my next question on this, because he's brought it up again. Like, what are you expecting to happen when you report them? They get a ban? What happens if CIG rules in favor of them and goes, no, fair gameplay. You guys, your security sucked. Eat a bag of dicks. Do better next time. What are you going to do then? You're going to sit there and say that the reporting system's broken? Ronsi's good, Amiro, but, you know, he's reaching for solutions that I think that he thinks would work. And I don't think he spent enough time on the PvP side of the fence in Star Citizen really to be able to see it from the other side. Which, you know, maybe it's just we need to reach out to this guy and take him out pirating for a month and just have him, you know, smashing people over and over again. You know, maybe that's what we need to do. Treat it like a false report and counterban the reporter. Yeah. So, one of the content creators was warned that GrieferNet was going to attack days before, but they didn't try to get security. If that's true, Nolat, then, you know, bloody... there's nothing really more to say than eat a bag of dicks. Like, you get what you're fucking given. If you're not going to even bother with if you're not going to bother with implementing any sort of security and you're expecting the CIG shield to defend you, or the content creators shield to defend you, or the streamer shield to defend you, you're an idiot. Dead set, you're a fucking idiot. Do I want Grief and Ed's video link? Yeah, why not? Throw it. No, lad, are you still on the Alright. In the Reactions and Rants channel? I don't know if you're going to be able to post the link here. I don't know why fucking... I don't know where the setting is on YouTube that I need to find that allows some people to post links, or at least, you know, gives me the ability to preview a link before they post it. I haven't been able to find it on YouTube yet. I don't go looking that often, but I have looked. Stars and Griefing, the Great Kaboom. Alright, we're actually going to watch this next after this. Holy shit. We're already an hour and a half into this. I only planned on streaming for 2 hours too. Oh man. Alright, let's finish this off. Like, there's like about a minute left of the video, and then he goes on to his promotion, which, if you guys are interested, he's got 2 4060s to give away. Go to his channel, all the details are there about it.
Which is just not, I don't think is a reasonable thing to expect players to do. Man, can't wait to see the incredibly civil discourse that's going to be going on in the comments for sure. Thanks very much, everyone, for watching the video. A very unhinged video from me today, but it's a big thing that's happened, and I think a lot of more people need to know about it. Because you need to be able to also learn how to prevent these yourselves, especially if you or your org are also planning on running events, you know. So we'll see what happens, as we often do. It's definitely something I would like CIG to at least address and talk about at some point, just in general, how they want to do moderation going forward, because there is a much larger world that's a part of this conversation than just griefing, obviously, right? There's hate speech, there's other forms of harassment, scamming, or whatnot. There's a lot of things that do sort of actually also get caught up in this, and I don't think CIG have really talked about it ever, I think. So it's very important.
No, they actually have. There's a Calling All Devs episode where they talk about piracy versus griefing. And that's where Dan Truffin talks about removing people's helmets and people suffocating. I'm pretty sure that was the Calling All Devs episode.
But that's that. So thank you very much for watching the video. So, with...
Alright. He goes on to do the... talk about the 4060s that he's got to give away. He's got 2 of them from NVIDIA. Fucking crazy that he got 2 of them to give away. But he's got 2 of them. Go to his channel. All the details are there. I'll post a link to this video as well, so that you guys can go watch it in your own time. Or if you want to go comment, you know. If you are going to go comment, be civil. Croncy is a good bloke. Alright. He's a nice guy. So be civil in his comments, please. Don't be afraid to give your opinion. Just do so in a civil manner. I know, ironic that it's a discussion about griefing. If you want to subscribe to him, feel free. I don't subscribe to a lot of channels on the Mongrel Squad YouTube channel, but I believe I'm subscribed to him on my personal one. Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to switch over to Facecam, and I'm going to grab that link that Nolat posted, because it's the Griefernet link where I want to know what happens. Like, I'm just as curious as you guys are now, because, you know, there's 2 sides to every story, and, you know, it's a dick move to go out of your way to attack a fucking event. But at the same time, it's their side of the story. Cow blowing up racing ships and retrieving their high-spec parts is justified salvage piracy, I think. 100%, man. 100%. I'd fucking love to be able to do that. I don't think the races are up to gold standard yet, so we can't take the components. One day we will. Attacking an orgy? No. So, here's a link to the video. Now, this is the Grief and Net video that we're going to be watching. Alright. Fucking... It is called Star Citizen Griefing the Great Kaboom. It only goes for 4 minutes, so let's see how this goes. Now, this is supposed to be this is supposed to be Grief and Net's perspective on the 30v30v30 tank battle. Fucking Discord. One, two, three, four. There was 5 over here. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 11 A2s. A2s. What the fuck? Like, I gotta tell you, like, it's a shitty thing to attack these sorts of community events, like, but at the same time, where the fuck is your security? It got you're advertising it on your own platforms. CIG's advertising it. If you're a prominent streamer, you have to expect these sorts of attacks. And yeah, like, Tumblr's solution right there. This is why the A2 needs a co-pilot. The bombing UI should be co-pilot only. Like, I need to keep watching. Well, to be honest, I think the bomb would have helped him in that regard. It would have moved the fucking tank at least.
This is a brilliant idea for like advertising for my stream. It's just finding some dumb bullshit to report and just upset the PvP community and just have more angry people watching me. That way my ranking on Twitch is higher. Like, you're literally giving me what I want as a content creator. I mean, CIG, this is the kind of crap that CIG is going to have to deal with, right? When Star Citizen goes full release, is you're going to try to have players weaponize the moderation system to solve in-game problems. And it's not even going to be the
We've already seen this. We've already seen this though. Like, he does have a point. We've already seen this, where customer support has been weaponized. We've got evidence of it.
Care Bears that are going to do it.
Like, dead set, Griefernet, if you want people to fucking, you know, review your videos and, you know, bring more attention to what you're fucking doing, don't use copyright music. Fucking griefing bloody reaction streams too. Fucking bastards. Proof that bloody... What's his name? ArcVR. There you go, ArcVR. Fucking... These messages remind me of, was it Shattered Delusions? Where most of those people from that Discord hang around Refund Star Citizen or something? I don't know. Like, I don't really associate with the guys from Griefernet that much. Or at all, really. Sometimes Heavy Bob jumps in here. I'm pretty sure he used to be Griefernet. Or you hanging out with them anyway. But, you know, like this whole, it doesn't matter. You know, Tesseract. This is a fucking Tesseract thing. We do our research. Oh, man. They 30k'd the server. Fucking Queen Holes Green. I don't even know who Queen Holes is. Wait, have a look up here. I don't know if you guys can see it. No, you barely be able to see it here in the chat, but it's for putting out a message. Attention, Griefernet will be going around and ganking people for no reason. If you'd like to opt out of this service, please send me 100k UEC. Thank you. $30v30v30v11. I think Griefernet didn't have 30. Well, the 30k, yeah, versus 30k. I didn't see the K until you put it there. Fair. Do you get jollies from suffering of others? Does your lack of empathy alienate you from your Care Bear peers? Then join Griefernet, where every gank on a med runner gets you an extra ticket for our monthly raffle. Hey, they run a monthly raffle.
Yeah. Holy fuck, there's like 4
4
of them.
A2s, 5 A2s in the air.
Oh yeah.
So,
Fist in the
6
end.
A2s?
6.
6
7
A2s.
Gene
A2s? 8
Gerard.
A2s?
Count up to 9 if you love me.
Fucking count.
I can hardly wait.
Well, I don't agree with attacking events like that. At the same time, if you don't prepare security, eat a bag of dicks. Dead set. You're playing an open PvP fucking game. You've advertised this all over the place. CIG even advertised it for you. To sit there and expect no one to show up and try and do something is dumb. You deserve your fate. Do better. Alright? Your communities, alright, if you really care about your fucking communities, you will do better. Instead of sitting there complaining about how you're getting attacked in an open world PvP game, get some fucking security, and take care of those who you're supposed to be engaging in gameplay with. Like, that actually annoys me more than anything else. Seeing that, they've got so many people there and they say, oh, these guys ruined our event. It would have been a cooler event if you'd fucking killed them. Yeah, Carlos. Like, do better by your community. Honestly, the community members of those streamers should be expecting better. I'd actually be angry if I was a part of that event. Not at the guys who came and attacked us. Yeah, it'd be like, yeah, it's annoying, but fucking where the fuck was our security? Who was looking after us? Fucking too busy chasing views. You guys got what you fucking deserved. Yeah, Cracks, I remember that. It was good. Weren't they a prison gang as well? Like, there was supposed to be some fucking prison gang and the cartel just went and fucked them up. This is why they're pushing to make Arena Commander useful. Yeah, like, this would actually be a good use case for the tank battles in Arena Commander. But dead set, if you're going to run an event in this game and you're going to advertise it and CIG is going to advertise it for you too, get security. Get fucking security. Can Mongrel Squad run a piracy event and anyone fighting back is a griefing scumbag? We already do that, Kath. The CIG's blocked my email from sending them customer service reports. CIG. But CIG is our security. Fuck that. Oh man. Yeah, Carlos, that's what we've been saying. You know, these content creators need to do better by their communities. Like if they seriously sit there and they start blaming, you know, Griefernet for attacking them when they didn't incorporate any sort of adequate security to try and even attempt to deal with them. And, you know, from Griefernet's perspective, or from that video that Griefernet got, which, you know, they obviously took excerpts of the stream, it doesn't look like the guys were fighting back. Maybe it was cut so that it didn't look like that. But fuck me, there was 90 of them. Oh, our tank battle's been interrupted by these guys. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fast travel back to Everest Harbor or wherever they're at Microtech. Port Tressler. I'm going to grab a fighter. I'm going to grab a retaliator. I'm going to grab an Eclipse and I'm going to go fuck these guys up. Hey, buddy, we'll take half. 45 people. Fast travel back to Port Tressler. Grab fighters. Go and engage. We've destroyed the A2s. Solutions. There's solutions there. We're empowered in this game to be able to defend ourselves. It's embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed if I was those people. They set their spawn to a character, they can fucking unset it. Take 2 seconds to do. That's just it. Like there's nothing that they could not have done in that scenario to be able to come up with a solution. Fighting back wasn't in the plan. Shit. I'm just looking dumbfounded up at the sky at 11 A2s. And to be honest, 11 A2s is pretty fucking impressive. Would have been cooler if they'd been formation flying. Just a note, Griefernet, formation flying. Yeah, they may not have felt as bad when you bombed them as well if they'd seen you in formation. But yeah, like, those content creators, I'd be embarrassed. Trying to run an event like that without security. They didn't get consent. They were still waiting for Griefernet to fill out the consent forms. Why? Because they have a responsibility to their community. 4 cents would have taken care of all the bombs. Yeah, but those people have a responsibility to their community that if they're going to run an event and use them for content creation, that they at least make sure that the event can go ahead by ensuring that they've got fucking security there, which they did not do. With those content creators, they need to get their shit sorted out. Anyway, I think that's enough. I think we've punched down on these guys enough. I think it's time to move on, and my streaming time frame has blown out anyway. Yeah, I just don't like how the blame is being pointed squarely at players. Like, it's a dick thing to do, attacking an event, but at the same time, you're in an open PvP environment, you should have fucking security. And it's not like they're in fucking pea shooters and that they're not capable people. You know? Take some fucking responsibility for your gameplay. The game gets so much better when you take responsibility for your own gameplay. The Voidy vid will be shorter than Level Cap's video. Yeah, I'm only going to do one more video because I need to call it a night. I'm not going to be able to stay up late because I got an early start tomorrow. And I do feel like we need a palate cleanse after this. Where is it? Somebody suggested it. There we go. Alright, so the other videos from Level Cap and the pilot, I'll schedule them for next week's stream. Because I am interested in both of them. But with limited time, and I need a palate cleanse after all this bloody ranting, I think Voidy Dude. I think Void Dude's the solution. Slow down, Voidy. Wait. Wait your goddamn turn. This always happens. Alright. Someone's gonna ban Voidy Dude apparently. So let's watch and find out. We're off to a good start. Grenade launcher versus naked dude who's unarmed. I reckon the naked dude's gonna win.
Oh my god. What do I do? I'm sorry. Oh, Chris is gonna ban me, dude.
As you know, all good ships have a name, so I decided to call this one I've Still Been Flying Around in the C2 with over 4.5 million credits worth of gold in its hold for just under a week now and have yet to get pirated.
Come on, pirates, where are you? Now's your time.
Well, there's your problem.
Like, your video.
Voidy, why the fuck are you in space? Pirates aren't looking for you in space. Voidy's content is shit. Well, this point of view shit, you're in space right now. Actually, no. Why is the altimeter sitting at 5.5 kilometers? Are you on a moon or something? Hail stranger. Alright, let's keep watching. I want to find out.
It'll just be a f***ing montage of flying a C2 all happening.
Yeah. And it's like, we literally throwing so much f***ing bait in global and no one's biting, like...
I guess trading is really easy and pirates aren't real, except piracy is real, so join us as we go on an epic space piracy adventure that finally isn't thinly stretched out Jumptown content for once. Let's begin.
I just killed myself, so...
Yeah, okay, we lost the missile.
That's happened to me so many times. Fuck
Microtech. It comes at the
Microtech.
expense of ill-prepared traders. I mean, it brings many of Star Citizen's mechanics together in an exciting gameplay loop.
Let me go call my
I see his body.
caterpillar at Chrysler.
Does he have a railgun?
Is that his body or it's a
No, bro.
oh no, it is his
He's a
body.
trader.
We find a target with a hold full of free stuff.
Alright, boys, going hot.
Yeah, go.
We blast the target with a hold full of free stuff.
Engaging. We can chase him. Just let him. Let's see if we can chase him out to space. Yeah, no, he looks like he's sailing.
No, kill him.
Oh no, that's
Alright.
panic. He's having a panic attack.
Yep.
Why are you not targeting the guy?
That's full-on
Okay, let's see if he'll
panic
run. Hold fire. Let's see if he'll run up. No, okay, he's
attack.
doing
No, he's
stupid
having a
things trying to
panic
roll.
attack.
It's okay, Voidy. At this stage of the piracy attack, the element of surprise has been blown, so you can target them.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that close. QEDs.
Slow it down, boys.
Hold,
He's
guys.
engine,
Stop.
he's
Stop.
engine.
Stop.
What's the
Stop.
No
engine?
fire, no fire.
Engines.
Oh, he's still going.
He's trying.
He can't fly, he's got no engine, he's just gonna spin.
Oh,
Guys, stop.
That's a hard death.
Soft death or full death? Soft death,
Soft.
right?
Soft death, soft
Nice.
death,
Oh no,
Okay,
it
we're
is
gonna
a
see a
soft
loop
death.
in there,
be
boys.
careful with
You can
each
still
other.
target it.
Oh, no, it's speeding.
The caterpillar's explosion always looks more intense.
Oh,
That's a hard death.
We take the target's free stuff.
I'm gonna stay in seat, so if
So-
there's 30k there.
Just a quick tip there. Where's the QED? There was like 2 of them. Just a quick tip there. We do what's called a silent QED, where we come up behind them, nobody shoots at the target, we just turn the QED on when we get close enough and we just follow them up. We try and engage around 7.5 kilometers and we just follow them. Don't like shoot at them, nothing. Just follow them up. Because what normally happens is that you know, they think that something's wrong with the game and they just keep flying. They don't fucking look at the radar because the radar doesn't exist. Who needs targeting when you're that close? Yeah, well, you know, you could have just shot the doors open and gone for the tumbler. Or you soft death them on landing. No, like, we've actually been doing a lot more distortion lately as well, and we've found that, you know, I don't know if you guys have seen the advice that haulers are getting at the moment, but it's like, go as high up in atmosphere as you can so that when they soft death you or whatever, you know, that your ship will fall further and, you know, it'll explode and it'll make it harder for them to find the cargo. If you disable a ship in high atmosphere, especially on microtech, it has a higher chance of surviving the fall because it has a longer distance to arrest its fall as it goes through atmosphere. It slows down as it goes through the thicker layers of atmosphere. So if you disable a target that's too low in atmosphere, it will actually maintain a lot of its momentum, go sputting into the ground, and hard death. But if you let it go higher, disable it up there, and then let it land, it's actually got a higher chance of surviving. It is counterintuitive, I know, but it works.
It happens, it's a better chance of working.
Yeah.
Good call, bro.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing if I didn't feel like moving boxes.
Man, what epic gameplay. But sometimes Chris's almighty hand reaches down from the cosmic heavens and bitch-slaps our entire group straight out of the server, leaving me all alone among the wastes of Devlin on Utopia at the worst possible time.
We got a 30k, but like, it's just all the servers are full.
Are you f***ing serious? Dude, I've got an 890 jump inbound to Devlin.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing bringing an 890 here?
They're using an 890 jump for cargo running?
People do it, because these things are like what? Practically indestructible? Unless you've got like a retaliator. Oh, he's got something in the turrets? Here we go,
I
boys.
immediately joined that server and I just left. Sorry, Nerve.
How's that music, chat?
You will hear me talk to chat and the stream throughout this epic space adventure, and that's because the sponsor of today's video is the VoidyVids Twitch channel. That's right, I stream on Twitch now and then, so be sure to check it out and experience some of the most amateurishly professional live production content that the internet has to offer.
Do you guys hear the music now, chat?
This situation is in fact more precarious than it might appear on the surface. The Origin Junkworks 890 jump represents peak Star Citizen insecurity, and the ship comes with its own built-in Space Magic meat printer to efficiently respawn anyone who has interfaced with the terminal inside.
Oh,
that wind. Fuck that wind.
Oh my dude, come on. Dude, I can't even... So typical.
Be the darkness, Void.
I am the night!
Where is he?
Where is he? Where's the mace? Oh, exploitation, that's true, dude. I've done that before. I totally didn't think of it now. Man, Twitch chat is going to change my life. I want to be the best SE player ever. Oh, dude, you know what this... Guys, do you think... Oh, what the...
Do you think?
I was just
Quick,
about
grab
to
the
say,
gear, throw it in local.
Chicken.
Grab the gear, throw it in local.
Chicken peelings.
What are you doing?
What's up, bro? I'm
Grab
so
the gear,
sorry.
throw it in local.
No, you're not.
Immediate crime set.
He's like, I'm so sorry. But that was fun.
He might have a buddy, right? Because there was a turret firing. Or can the pilot control the turret?
No, he's got a buddy.
How do I get in? Can he do to the roof?
Probably about to respawn, and yeah, cut it to the roof.
Or his buddy's gonna run to the pilot seat or something.
Whatever you do, don't continuously kill the person in the medbit.
You guys
I'm
can't
stuck
go to
on
my
Hubber's
server.
education. Yeah, no.
Trying to.
Dude, the
Who's
thing
that
is,
giving
he
that
could just get off and
advice?
sell now
Oh,
while his buddy covers the ship. No, wait, his buddy's got to get off the ship as well, hey?
Buddy, I'm joining on you. I'll try and come in.
Oh my god, why's my door
His
not
buddy
open?
would have had to have gotten off the ship. Close your door.
I can't, dude. Something's... I think I'm about to 30k.
Yeah, that looks pretty rough. At least there'll be a spot on your server that I can join.
There won't be a
Like,
server.
oh,
Wait,
man,
where's your
that
magazine,
sucks for
Voidy?
you.
Knowing you were going to do it.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
he's
Who the fuck is your magazine? It's not fair, that was you. Good advice. You guys should listen to that. Just ask Captain Dirty what happens. Yeah, your fucking magazine's missing.
There'll be a spot on your server that I can join.
There won't be a
like,
server.
oh man, that sucks for you.
Knowing you were going to do it.
Yeah, he's f***ing off, dude. He's got to go sell somewhere else. Oh, come on! Where the f*** are you boys?
My game broken.
I can catch him, right? I can catch him. I can do this.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. Yes, you
Oh,
can.
he's gonna blow me the
Not
f***
if
up.
they shoot your ship.
No, he's not. He's gonna run.
Well, the door's not gonna open. There you go.
Good, bro.
Well, there goes your fucking... Oh, mate.
Not him. Okay.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Guys.
Hey, it's the thumbnail.
Dude, chat's like, yeah, bro, it's like it's real. Like, it's not fucking scripted. This shit just fucking happens.
Yes.
My immersion is complete.
Actually
Telling you, bro, Woody Vids is authentic fucking grade A premium content, bro. You can't get like this anywhere else.
Does he think he killed you?
Probably. He's got the
Yeah,
hubris
that's
of an
good.
890 jump owner, dude. What do you think?
He's gonna have your bounty now, huh?
No, I never killed him, bro. I've done this before.
Okay.
I've done this before.
If you kill...
I'm hoping one of us can get in and come assist him.
Yeah, I really want to help.
Oh, fuck.
30k.
No.
GG. Good one, Chris.
I would say, oh well, never mind, except some frantic keyboard slapping.
Right, quick. Everybody write his friends' names down. Makes it easy to stream sniper. That way we can find his fucking, buddy C2 full of gold.
Later, and thanks to Major Starstuff for being on the same server, Chris for once in his infinite wisdom bestowed unto us actual luck.
Why do you say that?
Join on.
Dude, get your to Devlin, bro.
Can I get party invite for from whoever's party lead now?
I'm in. Oh, man. That would have been a great Voidy fucking vid episode, dude. Oh.
Catch you later, Voidy. Oh, 30k recovery? Crash recovery!
Boys, I'm back.
Nice. Good job.
Who is that?
Dropped one.
Nice.
Just
Okay,
drops a
solid.
random guy. Just straight in there.
They're running back.
As I logged back in, he was running back.
Oh god, the stairs.
I'm up.
No, he'll get back up, yeah. That's just it. It's one of those...
Whoever's
I've had
asking
that
in
happen
chat,
to me
yes,
so
if
many
you've got a
times.
person on your ship you cannot sell. That saved us once when
Is griefing on the rise? 100% Jack.
How? I'm spamming you and cannot join. Server's full.
Hashtag skill issue. Hashtag
It's that bad.
get good.
Voidy's
It's not
flying
fair,
around
got
in a
an-
C2 full of
It's not
gold.
fair on Chris's radar, dude.
I'm definitely on A list.
He sold, man. What's the point, right? Of course he sold.
Voidy actually faking his own death to play these fools. Such a
Unfortunately,
good actor.
Arcane, this is going to be the last video that I'm going to be
There's
reacting
no way to
to.
shoot this end of
I
it,
gotta call it a night after this one.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Stop shooting our shit, man.
I've nothing clever to say, dude. Dude, open it and I'll stop shooting it. How's about that?
This is one of the issues, like, that you'll, like, I don't think it happens here, but it happened in Voidy's last video where he was encountering people that knew him from his content. And the more videos that you're putting out there and the more content that you put out there, the more people will actually start recognizing you. So I'm always wary about talking in chat and talking in VoIP because I don't want somebody to recognize me and then go, oh, I love your content. I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. And just shoot them in the face and like, I'm taking your stuff. So, you know, it's one of those situations where it's like, I don't want them to know that it was me until I've done it. You think these guys knew who you were? that does make it better.
That. Okay, dude, to
River
be real,
Grits video is fantastic.
absolute honesty between space.
No, like, throw it in the recommendations.
Did you sell them?
If you can, and
did you sell
I'll look at it next week.
Hold already? Hello? Silence is an admission of failure.
Silence? Yeah, silence means no.
How do I get in? Guys, I need big brains here. Chad, how do I get in?
I'm calling my cutlass in about 3 minutes. So if you can hold them for a while.
Sorry.
How to sell?
Say again, brother.
How to sell?
I don't know how to
I'm jumping
sell,
in
man.
now on your body with a gladius. Don't know how to use it, but I'll be there anyway.
Okay, open your ship and I'll help you sell. Let me confirm what's in the cargo
engage.
hold and I can tell you if you can sell it here or not, okay?
Alright, we will send cargo.
Thank you, brother. I'm gonna die in 5 minutes if you don't open.
Oh,
Fucking, he's gonna die of hypothermia.
you destroyed our cargo bay. It's stopped.
It wasn't me, man.
Welcome aboard the Origin 890 Jump Ambassador.
890 Jump Ambassador. Cool, my weapons are away. I'm friendly. I just want to get warm, bro. Thank you so much for the help. What happened earlier?
I don't know, man. You wanted to look at cargo bay though, right?
Yeah, I just want to have a look. I'll confirm what kind of cargo you have, and then I'll let you know if you can sell it here or not. Because it could either be a bug or it could be the wrong cargo.
No, we know what cargo we have, but you want to look at it, right?
Yeah.
What?
You sound way too confident, bro.
Come here.
Guys, where's
This sounds like bait.
Medbed.
This sounds like bait.
No, I'm not concerned about the medbed. I'm concerned about. I want to see what.
Why are you not running around with a gun out?
Ah, star stuff is here.
Follow me. It's.
I'll try and follow your voice. I don't know the ship. Ah, how's it, man? I found you. Oh, cool. What's that, bro?
Down here. We have.
Looks like
we have
Voss.
drugs. You want drugs?
This is medicine, right?
No, it's drugs.
Guys, is this worth it,
Well,
man?
it's a kind of medicine, you know. If you're in pain, you take them.
Okay, I hear you. Okay, I'm gonna commandeer the ship, boys. Oh wait, I said that on the wrong channel. Come on, shoot gun.
Okay, but just take the drugs. You don't need to kill
That's
them.
the best. That's the best.
It's lag, dude. Like, it's unbelievable.
Oh man. I'm sitting there and I'm listening to him talking. I'm like, wait a second, wasn't that the VoIP beep? Oh man. Fuck. Oh.
I'm getting the biggest crunch.
They're gonna wake up in the med bed. Void, you're gonna get a griefing warning.
I need med bed, guys. Where's the med bed? Oh wait, I can't just sit here and camp them, right? I'll get banned. What do I do?
Hold it.
So how many times do I have to
You'll
kill
get
them
banned.
Just get on the medbed. Go. You were going the right way.
I was?
Yeah, you're going the right way. You
sorry.
Here it is.
No, that's the battle bridge. I don't know if you know about this yet, Voidy, but I know on the Carrack you can do this. I'm not sure about the 890 jump, but as somebody's respawning on the bed, the little terminal above their head shows the displays where you can actually remove their med bed. You know, reset their med bed. Think you can do it on the 890? I'm not 100% sure. You can do it on the 890? Alright. We didn't find this out until after Captain Dirty got his warning from CIG, but yeah, some people did some investigations into it, and it turns out you can remove it, which was fucking hilarious to find out.
Guys, I need directions. Same floor, you were almost there.
No, turn around.
I need you to.
We can work this out, okay?
I wish we could, dude, but there's something wrong with me.
That's the recreational room.
Okay, we don't need the money.
Oh, here we go. That's the hangar head. If you go through that door, go into the hangar, turn left. Second door on the left. Go through there, you go through like a hangar lounge.
I'm sorry.
And then past that, you're back in the hallway where the med bay is. So yeah, through that door there.
Oh, Chris is gonna ban me, dude.
Spectacular. I'll try and lure them to the bridge.
It has to be here.
Yeah, through that door.
Major, use... Yeah.
That door there.
I found it.
Okay, set your spawn.
But now what about them? Oh God, if I kill them, do I get that?
Stop this, man!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, but now there's somebody in the turret here and they're gonna kill me. Oh, it's Major.
I shot the cargo bay open, or the shuttle bay, or whatever it is.
Stop the ship, yeah.
What does that mean? Pledge store 890 jump, KVD? I don't want to commit griefing crimes here.
Especially on stream.
Are you at Brio's?
What the fuck?
Okay, listen.
What are you doing?
We can resurrect you, but you get our cargo. We just want
I'm assuming it's at Brio's. I don't have a marker for.
Well, they just want their ship back.
Okay.
The ship's yours, bro. You guys have won.
God.
You've won.
Okay, let me go get my gear.
Coming.
Okay, if you raise me, I will leave.
No, you get the drug.
Please, I don't want to see this become
They're gonna get. They're forcing him to take the
I don't
drugs.
need that in my life. You guys have won. You've won.
We don't make this incident, okay?
I sure have not won.
What's up, Tablerino? How are you, brother?
Tell your friend to stop shooting and you get the free drugs, okay? It's free heist.
Okay, cool. I'll tell him to
Free
stop.
drugs.
They want you to stop shooting.
Tell them to res you and I'll hold my fire.
Okay, he says if you res me, he'll stop shooting.
Okay, you should be up now.
I've got no more ammo left. I'm not gonna fight you. But
are you sure about that?
Yeah. Lol, they downed me. What a fail.
Oh, for real?
Okay.
What the fuck?
I'm dancing.
So you can take that drugs.
I'm dancing. You can't kill me while I'm dancing. I just want to go home, dude. Send me up. Send me up, dude. I've got a crime stat. I'm going to go to prison forever. Chris is going to see this on Spectrum tomorrow and ban my account.
No. If you want, we can take you to... We can take you to SPK and you can clear stuff there.
Oh, guys, what's happening? No,
I'm here.
It's fine. I just want to go back to my home. My home is in the trash heap.
Your home is Grimhex.
No, my home is the trash heap on this planet. I like to frolic amongst the metal.
You are clearly experienced pirate. You make good money, okay?
Cool, man. I just want to go home. Please take me away.
Oh my god.
What is happening, guys? Onwards and upwards.
Listen, get
I like how old mates just walk around in sperm suit.
Okay, cool. My buddies here, Fair, they say we can come and take the drugs. Oh wait, you're fine with them.
What?
They're giving up the drugs, dude. It's no longer like a situation, you know what I mean?
Oh, they? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take the drugs. We'll take the drugs. Don't worry.
We give you drugs, you don't need missiles.
He's got too much maize in his system, bro. He you know. I have no idea what's going on, Tamburino. Now they're saying we can take the drugs.
Agreed, I'm learning what the is this interaction.
Can't even pirate someone. They gotta give you the drugs. I feel like a fake.
They're playing off.
Castrol. Somewhere in orbit, mongrels. What the fuck is this guy doing? It's so true. If we were watching this, we would be like, what the fuck is going on? Oh man.
No, I want to get off.
Are you kidnapped now? Now we need to actually board and get you off the ship.
Is this a Saving Private Voidy now?
Known pirate Tumblerino with far more experience than I suggested in my chat that we should access the ship's secondary bridge because one bridge isn't enough for Origin enthusiasts and attempt to power down this garish symbol of misspent wealth.
Cool, I can power down the ship from the battle bridge or whatever this thing's called.
I don't know if it works.
Yeah, winning.
Nice, Cougar. Cool, I'm pressing U to power down. Can I do it from here?
Jumping all over the show.
Self-destruct library. They removed it. Okay, cool. I got you, bro.
Oh, they're jumping towards.
Listen, you have two choices now. We go to Daymar,
probably
we go to Jobs, so you walk the plank.
Sadly, however, this
We're gonna make him walk the plank?
and I continue to be the kidnapped victim of a member of the upper echelons of space society, experiencing some kind of psychopathic break.
Hello.
I can give you a lift in my caddy, put you in the turret.
What do you
It's
actually
big kidnap.
do? Like, so this is the play, bro. I tell you where they are. Say they load more drugs or whatever. I tell you where they are.
We can see where they are.
Yeah, we know where they are because it's where you are.
No, we literally have your marker.
We can see you.
Yeah.
You're our pirate marker.
I just don't want to be front page Spectrum News tomorrow, bro.
Are they both up at the moment?
Yeah, are you gonna enable the jamming when you arrive that side?
I just want to see what it's like in the pirates check quickly, bro. Do you mind? I bound a key to unlock everything. I can't remember what it is.
We will give you...
I know that feeling. I never remember what I bound mine to.
Kuno, you in this server.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, I'm getting out. I'm just chilled, bro. No worries.
Shut the ship off. Press you.
Look at old mate there, just walking around like a Terminator with his Kana.
Go press you. Shut the power off.
Why did you press you?
No. Don't.
No, if I do that, they'll kill me.
Yeah, exactly. That's not worth it.
Okay, so you want us to kill you, right?
It should actually be
No. Please don't kill me, bro.
Go hide in a bathroom.
Did he do another
We're
void?
very rich. We don't need
dampening's active.
anything right now in this game.
Yeah, cool.
They said they're very rich. They don't need anything in this game. They own this ship. I guess we could extort them for some alpha UEC. Otherwise, we destroy them, and they need to reclaim their ship and interrupt.
Threaten to leave Voidy with them if they don't pay 100 million credits. That's what I would have done. If you don't pay us 100 million credits, we're going to leave Voidy with you, and you're going to be stuck with him forever.
The problem is, like, these guys don't care about anything, really. Like,
Man, I knew I really hated Origin ships and Origin ship owners all this time for a good reason, and here it is, made manifest before our very eyes.
He's going to fly out of the ship.
Origin people do in the game.
No. Okay.
Yes, very nice.
So while you're in company, you want to discuss with me?
I just want to go to Grimhex, bro. That'd be great. Thank you. Chop, move along.
Yeah, but we're in company.
Thanks, Cracks.
So,
catch you later, man.
I'm just trying to relax in my chair.
company, you know?
I'm just trying to chill out and enjoy the ride. Okay. Can I get like a glass of wine or something? This is now a VIP transport mission. I think Space Cut did raid. I don't know Twitch. I think Cut did raided. Guys, thank you so much.
Yeah, he did.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, sick.
Sorry, I'm very new to this.
Hey, welcome,
I really
Raiders.
Appreciate it. That's super cool. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Raiders. Dude, I
Captain
don't know how to
spent
play
all his
chess,
money
man.
on 8.9 and checked out on
I
the
think they cut their quantum, eh? Yeah, they cut
I
the
think
quantum.
you're right.
mini bar.
Oh my word,
You know,
are you serious?
Drake, you need to stop playing Drake. It's
On
literal
the mic.
garbage, you know?
So I just gotta check my emails.
As soon as I
Yeah,
can.
they're jumping.
They jump.
Yella.
You guys are all cut far away.
We're on our way to Grimhex, and as you know, all good ships have a name. So we decided to call this one. I actually don't know what the going on anymore. Voidy Duty Twitch Raider Cutlet would have known how to catch these guys. Should I kill them now? No, dude, they're just gonna respawn. Dude, 890 jumps are so stupid, dude. I don't know.
But do you know if drugs are profitable or not? Because it's very expensive, you know? We spent
Guys,
like 100
get to Brios.
a day on these.
Guys, get to Brios.
few
Yeah.
boxes.
So yeah, you can sell them at Brios Breaker Yard. Do you know where that is?
Okay. Yeah, but we know that, but
Oh, okay.
go do your usual pirate things, okay? And then, yeah,
Was
you can go
there was
off, but
reverb there.
Okay, cool. Thanks, brother.
Is your
It's
spawn still
reverb
set
like
on
a
the
cave.
ship?
You want the airlock or... Okay.
I set it.
Yeah, because you can like.
Bye. I'll
can,
see you.
like,
I'll see you at
walk
Brios
out.
Breaker Yard.
I must have been reading too much Twitch chat at the time, so you handsome viewers, I guess. It's your fault that I completely blanked out on what known comrade Cougar was saying. I'm so sorry, dude. Your plan was amazing. However, at the time, I think I was genuinely concerned about becoming front page Spectrum News.
Still alive.
I guess it doesn't matter, however, because sometime later, after performing some truly expert pro elite PvP sweaty turret gunning duties, known extortionist Major Starstuff picked up the ambassador on his radar.
890 jump.
Eyes on that.
890 jump. 890 jump.
Yeah.
Major, where?
890 jump,
down
40
below it.
kilometers,
Ambassador,
flying towards it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay at the bottom, stay out of range.
Come on, you disable the actually,
That hurts.
disabling
Hey!
is a lot. Holy fuck.
Those missiles.
Calm down with
After a brief
rattlers.
skirmish above the skies
Yeah,
of
that's
Daedrian
correct.
Rakmasmar, the Origin Junkworks ambassador initiated diplomacy with the hot, dry sand below.
Oh,
Scans? Please tell me they picked up some gold at least.
There were
No boxes.
3 boxes for us.
Oh, I've got 3 boxes.
And after all we've been through, it didn't even drop any good loot. Man, I f***ing hate Origin. Thank you, channel patrons and channel members, for all your support. Your incredible generosity continues to blow me away. Thinking of pledging to this ludicrous space game? Then use one of the referral codes
Who
on
was it?
screen now for a free
trying to think
5,000
of it.
starting credits. If you enjoy my content and are interested in supporting the channel beyond a like and a subscribe, check the links in the description or consider the join.
Thank you, Void Dude, for the video. I'll grab the link quickly and throw it in chat as well for those who want to watch later. I'm trying to think of the video. I think it was Hods. I don't know if you guys know of Hods or Hod Gaming. There was a video, I'm pretty sure it was him, of where they encountered a Piracy org had tried pirating them and they're on an 890 jump, and they actually did a boarding action. Well, it was Voidy. Appreciate the content, buddy. Your success is very well deserved. Your videos and storytelling is very good and always entertaining. It's actually inspirational. I mean, taking notes. But yeah, the what is it? The video from Hods was of another pirate org who did a boarding action using a Pisces to get onto the 890 jump. It was moving slow, so they're able to pull it off. I'm pretty sure they pulled it off. But it just turned into this epic boarding action where they were fighting each other throughout the 890. The Galleria, yeah, man. It's actually really hard. Like, fighting in an 890 is actually really hard to do when you're trying to push for the bridge. And those who are defending actually have a clue about how to defend a static position. That said, there are ways of getting around it. Normally, if you can get like boxes or bits of debris that can be used as shielding, you can like try and push your way up that way. But yeah, like I'm gonna have to call it there for the stream, guys. It's 20 minutes past 10 PM for me, and I need to call it a night. There's a lot of unfortunately, I had to call. Well, I'm working tomorrow. It was a last minute thing, so I did want to react to more content, but I will just line it up for next week. Another thing as well, just so that you're all aware, I am looking at doing more gameplay streams as well throughout the week. So last night on my personal YouTube channel, I did a bit of cargo hauling and talked about, you know, piracy and cargo hauling and, you know, tips for cargo haulers, which was, you know, something that I don't think a lot of people are expecting, but I decided to do it because of I have another organization called Stellar Packrat Logistics. They're our lawful logistical organization, and I want to start trying to grow our sister organizations that are within the Mongrel Corps. So if you are looking for a casual either piracy organization, a casual lawful logistics organization, or a casual unlawful logistics organizations, we've got 3 orgs. The details are in the description below of the video. Okay, go check out the links. Join us on our Guilded server as well. We've got a public Guilded server going that you can come, just hang out. No obligation to join up or anything like that. You can suggest videos as well for the stream, so that, you know, I can react to them. Some of the guys are always reacting. Nelson's probably got the most suggestions going so far. So if you want to try and beat Nelson on most suggested bits of content to react to, you got your work cut out for you, but the only way you're going to be able to do that is by joining on our Guilded server, and the link is right there. And it's not fair. The Mongrel hat, we've actually got a store. You're going to be shit posting content. Been meaning to ask for a contact for pack rats. Silence, borderline silence. He's the main officer of the pack rats. If you reach out to him on Guilded, or I can get him to reach out to you as well there, Tumblr. Yes, the store has some great designs. Very good designs. You want the merch link? I can probably type it out for you. It actually is in the description of the video as well. I'm not that big on like all the advertising and stuff like that. I just don't think like that. But if you want it, I'll get it for you. There you go. That's our merch store there. Some of the designs were done by Sorial there. So feel free to go there if you want to buy a hat or anything like that. I am actually looking at expanding on the stuff there. A few C2s that you might need moving. Yeah. Well, we're looking at expanding and expanding our logistical organization. So if we can get more people involved and more advertisement for those organizations, that's even better. But as I said before, I gotta call it a night, guys. Thank you very much for all dropping in. My next stream will be sometime next week. Keep an eye out for the link. I am going to be looking at trying to stream more consistently. Actually, my next stream is going to be on my personal YouTube channel this Friday, 7:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, GMT +10. It's like half an hour before this stream started. So, and I'll be doing red flag piracy ops, so if you want to come along, watch how we're doing piracy. We'll be operating with the other sister orgs in the Mongrel Corps as well, so depending on how many people show up, you may see the machine at work. That's it from me, guys. Thank you very much. Oh, once again, I'm going to stop saying that. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Goodbye.